What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into the CHGO Bulls Podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook.
Yay.
Download their app. Be sure to use promo code CHGO when you sign up. I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. Here in studio with my guy, Big Dave, BAWL Sports. Our guy, Will the Goat, off today. He'll be back tomorrow. You can follow us at CHGO_Bulls. Our panel producer, Lawrence out of controls. What's up, Law?
Put yourself on the screen. Come on, man.
Come on, Dave.
It's what we do every time. What are we doing here? We don't have to beat around the bush about it. Let's put your beautiful mug on the screen. Let everyone see you and how awesome you are. Hello.
I like the sweetness shirt today.
Yes.
Very nice.
Faux Aaron Rodgers. How are you, sir?
I remember I don't like him anymore.
I know you don't. He's terrible. Have you watched Hard
You know,
Knocks?
that's what my brother calls you all the time when you come
know,
up into my
yeah.
conversations with my brother.
What do you call it?
Pack.
Faux Aaron Rodgers?
Mm-hmm.
Literally that? Faux Aaron Rodgers? Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopefully much less of an asshole than that guy. So
I heard he's really nice on this.
No
Hard Knocks.
contest.
I heard he's nice on this Hard Knocks.
I did see him getting some nice, good positive reviews from his Hard Knocks episode 1 appearance.
Trying to change his image, man. He's getting
Isn't that
older.
great?
Too late.
Oh, yeah.
Once a douche, always a
Go
douche.
back in the darkness, you loser.
Oh, man.
We've got some fun things to talk about today. As you can tell, if you are seeing the headline, if you're hanging out with us live on YouTube, we're going to talk a lot of Zach and DeMar as a duo on today's show. Jay Cliff's in the comments already chiming in saying, L title, numbers, schmumbers. Sometimes numbers are important. Sometimes they don't tell the whole story. Most often they don't tell the whole story.
Fact.
But there are some interesting numbers, some good for Zach and DeMar that we're going to talk about today, and some that I think it's fair to say are worrisome because, lo and behold, Bleacher Report put out something else that Bulls fans might not like. Ranking the best star player duos among NBA teammates, Zach and DeMar nowhere to be found on the list, and there is a valid reason why, and it has something to do with, that's right, kids, numbers. So we will get to all of that on today's
got
show.
something to show you first.
What's up, Dave?
Because I know it was driving him crazy because Matt's
I don't
control.
like when Dave drops surprises on me.
He likes control very much. Can you put that up, please, Lawrence?
Oh, yeah, we're going to.
The first-year eligible basketball players for the Basketball Hall of Fame has come out. And as you can see, the name on that list, ladies and gentlemen, Joakim Noah is now eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Let's go, baby!
Big news!
Yes!
First year eligible, man. Listen, he's got to go in.
I mean,
He's got to go. If we're combining the college career and the NBA career,
it is
he's in the Hall of Fame.
Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame,
Yes.
not the National Basketball Association Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Back-to-back college titles with
Yes.
Florida. Feel like that gives him a strong boost and a decent chance.
Yes.
I, as the biggest Joakim Noah fan in the planet, in the stratosphere, pick your universe.
Biggest one I know.
Me. I am not fully convinced that he is going to get in.
Fair.
Do I, with my wildly biased opinion, think he deserves to get in? Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. I think we break this down some more tomorrow.
We can.
Let's do that.
I'm glad that it was a happy surprise.
I told you
When
it was a
were
happy surprise.
So look who's Hall of Fame eligible. I thought it was going to be somebody I hate.
Literally told him the
Just to
entire
bug
time,
me.
this is a happy surprise, and he's still like, no, I don't know what it is, so I hate it.
I don't
hate
like
it so much.
surprises.
I could have been mean and sent you what Dwayne Wade was saying on the Dan Le Batard show today about Jimmy Butler going to Miami. I'm not going to do that, though. I didn't do it.
I saw that.
But I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
D. Wade. Well, everything worked out fine because Jimmy's in Miami now. Up yours, Dwayne. Up yours.
Hey, now hold on. That's Chicago Sky
Owner.
owner.
This is correct.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade.
DGAF. It'll be good for the Sky. It'll be good for the WNBA. Great. I say once again, stay the hell out of my way, Dwayne.
I can't wait till he comes in the studio.
I know, it's gonna be
Man, that's going to be a magical day. You hear me? Magical.
On pointing out that Joakim could be in the same class as Vince Carter. I mean, Vince Carter, unquestionably first ballot Hall of Famer. Do we all agree on that?
Unquestionably, yes. First ballot Hall of Famer. Vince
Joakim
Carter.
might not be first ballot.
I don't think he's first ballot. No. Like I said, we'll get
I
into
also
this
saw Kyle Korver on that
He's
list
on that
of
list.
names?
Yes, he is.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, he is. Kyle Korver is on it.
What?
I have to look up his college career and see what he did in college to
Creighton, baby.
verify
I
that.
mean, my guess is he made a lot of threes.
Safe bet. I'm going to say he was athletic. I'm going to say Kyle Korver was an athlete in college, man. He looks like he could dunk a couple times. I mean, he's super tall. Like, he's not short and shooting these threes. He's like 6'6", 6'7".
And as we discovered, on last Thursday's show, he is also a member of a boy band with Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Kirk Heinrich. Yes. So he's got that going for him.
Yes.
If being a member of a boy band also gets you closer to the Basketball Hall of Fame by some illogical calculation.
It's true. He can do these things. He's on that. Jamal Crawford also on that list. I don't think
crossover. Yeah, let's go.
I don't think he'll get in, but it's good that he's on there, though.
Our guy Clown Friends Bulls TV pointing out JJ Barea also on the list. You know what? JJ Barea deserves to go into the Basketball Hall of Fame simply for that Mavs sweeping the Lakers series. Also, for whooping LeBron and the Heatles in the finals.
Yeah.
JJ Barea, you get the Hall of Fame for that.
And also
making LeBron look silly.
Yes. And also he's winning at life. You know what I'm saying? He's winning at life. That young man is winning.
In what particular way?
He's just a winner.
He's winning?
He's a winner. Okay. JJ's a winner, man.
Googling JJ Barea spouse.
He's winning. That's all I'm telling you. He's a winner. Shout out to him, man. Also a new coach. I believe he's coaching now, too. Yeah.
Good for you, JJ. Wow.
W. You hear what I'm telling you?
Damn.
W, my friend. W. Wins.
Wow.
Win, no matter what.
That is a championship level spouse right there. My goodness.
Oh, man. And he got the fat contract, too, after the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
Got that fat contract with Minnesota, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out JJ Barea. I never have anything bad to say about our guy, JJ Barea. Shout out John Sabine as well. But, yeah, I believe he's coaching now in Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken.
That's awesome.
That's what he's doing. So
I also just discovered via Google that that's where he got married.
Good place to get married. Very good place, sir. Good place to grow up. Good place to get married.
It looks like career earnings right around $58 million.
Come on, man. It's called W's right there. Like I said, he's winning.
Yeah.
he's just winning,
Dude's
man.
winning.
He's winning. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Yeah. Shout out to JJ Barea. Tip of the cap to you as well.
Miss Corningstone. Shout out to Trey, who threw us a super chat saying, shout out to Big Dave for letting me know what time I can catch you guys live every day.
Hey, Trey, yeah, he hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah.
And was at, I believe it was a week ago, if I'm not mistaken, Trey. He hit me up and was like, dude, he's like, y'all are really missing out on super chats because I never know what time y'all are coming on. And I want to call. And I told him exactly when we come on. He said, cool, you all are my connection to Chicago. I love the show. It's great. He's in Atlanta. Shout out to you, Trey.
Appreciate that, Trey.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate
ATL.
Yes,
yeah, pretty much, other than a few exceptions here and there, in the offseason, we've been at 4 o'clock Central Time in the afternoons, Monday through Friday.
We're here, bro.
Speaking of which, tomorrow's show,
Friday
we've got
later, though.
what?
Monday through Thursday.
Monday to Thursday.
Monday through Thursday. Fridays are at 5:30 usually.
Yeah.
Because it's like 5 in the morning in Australia.
And
Right.
No.
Mark K can't just be doing shows in the middle of the night like a crazy person.
No, he can't.
Also, tomorrow's Thursday show is pushed from 4 to 5:30 start time because of a bunch of things we got going on around the studio tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we will see you then.
See you then.
Esteban in the comments pointing out Google trends in Chicago. For some reason, JJ's wife is trending. I wonder why.
Because he's winning. I don't know.
Because they're all winning.
Yeah, all W's right there.
All right, guys. First thing on today's to-do list. Not sure if you saw this, but it came from one of my newest favorite Twitter accounts.
Okay.
That being NBA University.
Oh,
that
love
account.
NBA
If y'all ain't following
Yeah.
NBA University on Twitter, y'all are missing out.
Agreed.
They do incredible stuff in the world of NBA stat breakdowns, graphs, charts, rankings.
Yeah.
And this one came out a few days ago. Actually, I think towards the end of last week, and we bookmarked it and saved it for this week. The highest volume long mid-range shooters in the NBA, and among them, who are the most efficient. Check it out if you're watching along on YouTube. Our guy Law just put it up on the screen for you.
That's Law.
So, to most likely no one's surprise, you know who shoots the most long twos, which is defined as 17 feet or greater without being a three-pointer, in the NBA last season?
I'm guessing.
Debo!
Wow.
DeMar DeRozan.
Didn't know that.
Who had over 2 whole attempts from 17 feet or greater in the mid-range than the next closest player.
Yes.
As you see, Brandon Ingram of the Pelicans is at 2.9 attempts per game. Debo at 5.
Yeah.
Then DeMar's teammate Zach LaVine at 2.5, along with Paul George, who is also at 2.5. Paul George's teammate Kawhi Leonard, 2.3.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram's teammate CJ McCollum, 2.2. Klay Thompson, 2.1. Devin Booker also 2.1. LeBron, 2. And Booker's teammate Kevin Durant, 2.0.
KD.
Attempts per game between 17 feet and the 3-point line.
Yeah.
All mostly respectable percentages. The very best being, I think Paul George had the best percentage. Can you put that back up for a second, Law?
Okay.
I
got your music. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. Take your time, man. Got you covered like a blanket.
Covered like a blanket. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so Kawhi shot 47% on his long twos. Actually, Kevin Durant with the best percentage at nearly 52% on his long twos. But DeMar, very respectable, 45.4%. And right there with him, almost identical, Zach LaVine at 45.3%. More efficient than Paul George, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Klay Thompson, Devin Booker, and LeBron, who couldn't even crack 40%. Come on, LeBron. What are you doing? This is an interesting group. First of all, I thought it was a weird coincidence that there are 4 sets of teammates among those players across the entire league who take the most long twos.
Okay.
Brandon Ingram and McCollum, PG and Kawhi, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant.
Yes.
DeMar and Zach.
Yes.
4 sets of teammates that collectively make up 8 of the top 10 long two shooters in the NBA. What's up with that?
That was very, very interesting. Could you put that back up, Law, please?
Leave it up there.
That was very.
I'll go back on screen. Let's do
that was
again.
very interesting to me, though. You're right, because when I was looking at it, I was like, man, that's a lot of teammates up here like that. But then if there's a lot of teammates, then how come Zach and DeMar are always the ones getting the slack about doing this when I don't see anything but teammates up here doing it?
Yeah.
Well, I also found it interesting as well. Everybody on this list is postseason. Everybody was either you're playing or you're in the playoffs.
Yeah. So Pels were playing.
Yeah, Pels are playing. Bulls are playing. Obviously, the Clippers, Lakers also playing.
Right.
But everybody
Warriors
was either in the
and
playoffs.
Suns.
Right. Everybody's in the playoffs. Everybody was in the play-in. So I found that very, very interesting. But yeah, the fact that they're teammates, and we know DeMar is number 1. I was more surprised at Zach being number 3 than I was with anything else on this list. Because we know DeMar. I'm shocked it was only 5.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
7.5, I would have been like, yeah, that
like,
sounds
for
about
real.
right.
Like, yeah, he does that. That's what he do. That's what he do. But yeah, like seeing Zach right on par with guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and guys like that, who I know are mid-range guys, definitely, especially Kawhi Leonard. That's what he does. He's a mid-range dude. So the fact that he has a little bit more than him and is still on par with him was surprising to me. And then I'm like, well, does that mean I think Zach should take more threes? And then I looked it up, and I'm like, no, because Paul George is shooting about the same amount of threes per game as Zach is. And you want Zach, 10 threes if he wants? Sure. But he's about 7 or 8, you know what I mean? Which is pretty normal for a guy, in the NBA. That's pretty a normal thing that guys are shooting threes right there. So, yeah, Zach was more surprising to me than DeMar at that point. But, yeah, good on him.
So, and Channel 4 News has a comment that leads me to my next question. Channel 4 News saying, percentages are fine. It's the volume that is troubling to me.
Okay.
So, between your 2 best players, Zach and DeMar, you're jacking up 7.5 long twos per game.
Okay.
Is that too many for an ideal shot profile in today's NBA? I think a lot of people would have quickly jumped to the answer, yes. With DeMar, it's always been like, yo, that's the old man game. That's the one that he's perfected with his footwork, with his body control, sometimes also leading to perfectly drawing fouls and getting the free throw line and getting easy points that way. If you can knock down deep twos at a clip close to 50%, between 45 and 50%, then that is a good value shot.
It is.
The question is, 5 for DeMar seems fine and surprisingly low. Is Zach taking too many long twos as you bring up Zach and his 3-point shooting volume and the fact that the Bulls, how many times have we said this, need to be a higher 3-point volume shooting team next season?
Yeah.
Zach is shooting at the same efficiency as DeMar with about half as many long two attempts per game.
Wild.
I don't necessarily see a problem with that if Zach continues to hit them at that rate.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, ideally we want Zach taking a bunch of threes and also attacking the rim and getting to the free throw line. It's what he does well. Is the volume troubling to you, Dave?
I wanted to say yes until I looked at everyone else. And then I'm like, well, maybe it's not. Maybe I can lose maybe one more. You know what I'm saying? He can take another 3 outside of that 2. But then I think about other things in Zach's game. One, he doesn't get the fouls called. That's always something I've complained about since he's been here.
Right.
And it's pretty evident. Like, you've seen him get slapped, scratched, clawed, all those things, and he doesn't get those foul calls. So that's one reason that he could be taking those 2s, because he's like, well, if you're not going to call it, then still got to score. You know what I mean? So that could be one of those reasons right there. But it's still on par with the NBA average. It's not like he's below average of it or, just slacking, you know what I mean, in that. But it's the fact that we know you're so good at these threes and the fact that we knew the Bulls were so terrible at them that you wanted him to take more 3-point shots. So I think the bigger question for me now is that you've added Javon Carter and Torrey Craig, guys who can actually, shoot that 3 and will shoot at a high volume. Are you comfortable with these numbers right here with Zach? Is this still on par with what you want from him? That 2.5, that 40+% from the 3-point line, that 45%, 47, whatever it is going to be from the field. Are you comfortable now with that, knowing that you have other shooters around him, and now it's not like, well, fine, I'm okay with you not wanting to take 10 3-pointers a game?
Yeah. 2.5 long 2s to me does not seem like a problematic number.
Yeah.
So long as he is hitting them at 45% or better.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that the bigger question is, how can the Bulls as a team improve their overall shot profile this upcoming season? And is it getting the ball moved around the floor more efficiently than they did last year when there was a lot of dead ball, DeMar ISOing, Zach ISOing, and does that in some way bring down DeMar or Zach's volume of shooting long 2s? Because if that's the case, if it's decreasing their collective volume of shooting 17 to 23 feet, jump shots, because they're getting better shots elsewhere, then great. I'm happy. I love that. I think the reason we saw those two players collectively shoot that many long 2s last season is because they couldn't generate a better shot. And when they did, the person that they passed to that had a better shot was like, oh, no, thank you, please.
Yes. These are all facts right
Zach and DeMar got forced into taking a lot of long 2s that maybe they weren't ideally planning on taking when they started that possession, because nobody else on the floor with them felt confident enough to shoot the damn rock.
Oh, my God, Pat. Play that in your brain all day long. But yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And that's, again, why that's the big question for me right here. Bringing in that guys who aren't going to be afraid to take those shots and who hit it at a pretty successful high clip. Also, how does that change these numbers for them? Honestly, in my head, I'm extra comfortable now with these numbers with the guys that they brought in, because I'm like, okay, well, like you just said, guys aren't going to be hesitant in taking those shots or creating shots for themselves. And Zach won't have a problem going to the bucket as much, in my opinion, because now there'll be people he can actually kick it out to. That's one of the areas I like Zach's passing, is when those whipping it across the floor passes that he does really well. I know you pointed it out several times. When he whips that ball across, man, he does that really well. Now he can really do that going to the bucket, because he's going to have shooters out there who, again, the key of this is they aren't afraid to take the shot. They be in position. Zach has hit many people in position. Sometimes they don't take the shot. These guys, they're shooting. It's going up, all right? And I like that. You know what I mean? And I enjoy that. So I wonder what change that will be in his game. He's still going to get his numbers, all right? He's still going to get his mid-range shots. He's going to do that. And DeMar is still going to get them too. But like you said, if those numbers go down, but it means it's because other players are getting buckets and the Bulls are getting more wins, then we're not going to complain about it at all.
Yeah. Damon in the comments saying, if you're going to shoot a long 2, might as well take a 3 for the extra point.
I mean,
in layman's terms, yes, but, I mean, do you still, have a dribble to take a step behind that 3-point line? Do you have an opportunity for a step back to get behind the 3-point line? A lot of that is circumstantial with what's going on in the possession. And I just looked this up. Zach's 3-point attempt rate did not actually fall by that much last year compared to the 21-22 season. I think a lot of Bulls fans kind of felt like maybe it did. His three-point attempt rate in 21-22 was .401.
Okay.
.392 last season. So not a huge drop-off there.
No.
The actual bigger drop-off was from the 2021 season to 21-22 when it fell from .425 to .401.
Yes.
If he can get that three-point attempt rate back up above .4 and then maybe and then some in that vicinity where, like you said, like take 7 to 10 threes a game, Zach, if they are open, if you have them, then great, take them. But also, in addition to that, if you're getting open looks in the mid-range and you are confident and comfortable knocking those down, not just DeMar, but if that's also now a comfortable element of Zach's game, then let it fly, man.
Yeah.
You're one of the best scorers in the NBA.
You are.
Your job is to shoot and score.
Yep.
I don't care where the F you are on the floor, just put it in the basket.
That's what we do. And you brought up the attempts, like in the 2020-2021 season, it was 8 attempts a game, 8.2.
Yeah.
And like you said, when it dropped down the next season, 7.1. One of the main reasons it dropped down like that was because they had another shooter named Lonzo Ball who was pulling that thing for him. And also, that meant Zach was an all-star that season as well. You know what I mean? Like, so everything kind of worked out. So, and the attempts didn't even change. He was 7.1 the last season. He was 7.1 this season.
Yeah.
So, like you said, there was no real super change in that. People are like, take 10. Of course you want them to, because it wasn't anybody else there to do it. That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
We wanted it because no one else was there to do it. And you're like, Zach, you can do it, dog. Jack that sucker up, all right?
Right.
This is why we were screaming boots. Jack them up, all right? Because nobody was there to do it. Now we got people there to do it. I think it's a different story now.
Yeah. The percentage of Zach's field goal attempts from 17 feet to three-point line actually very steady from last season to the season prior. .147 so 14.5% of his total field goal attempts came in that, deep mid-range range.
Okay.
Last season and the season prior, 14.5%. It's actually 14.7 and 14.5, but basically identical. So it's not like he was jacking up more long twos than he did the season prior. The percentage of his shots there, the same.
And please keep in mind, the Bulls' three-point attempts that previous season was about 26. And this season, I believe, was 27. So he was taking 7 of those shots, dog. That is a pretty high damn percentage of the three-point attempts on your team.
Right.
You need more people shooting threes.
Right.
That's it, guys.
Which means even if his percentage of attempts stays right around 14, 15% from that deep mid-range, that means 85% of Zach's shots are coming from behind the three-point line, at the rim, or short, basically in the paint mid-range.
Damn.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's great. I can live with 15% of his shots being long twos. Again, if he's making them at 45%.
Correct.
Because in case you forgot what that NBA University graphic looked like, some of the best percentage across the NBA from that space on the floor.
Vicious, man. Zach is the special basketball player, but
it's wild.
Yeah,
he is like
special,
a tenth of a percentage point away from DeMar, who is known across the board as the mid-range king.
Right.
And Zach is like, oh yeah, no, I do that too.
Yep. Okay, I'm good at that as well. And it all looks like easy. Like I love those moments where the game just looks easy for him. I said it a million times.
Yeah.
Like it just looks simple for him. And that's one of those moments is in the mid-range when he takes it, steps back, and just fires that joint up, and it hits nothing but the nylon, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty to watch.
Cameron chiming in the comments saying the offense is going to look a lot better with this added shooting. Even if they aren't big-time players, they'll affect the looks that DeMar and Zach can't get. Floor spacing. Floor spacing.
Yep.
Floor spacing.
That's it.
We need that.
Do you have on 2 sets of headphones, bro?
I do. I'm trying to also make the Bears podcast.
You show
audio
yourself. Show the
right
people
now.
what we're
Looks
looking
like some
at.
sort of
here.
alien bug with like 4 sets of
I
eyes.
have
This
no
is
idea.
so
What
like-
do I look like?
Look at him, man. Like, he's got on 2. Like, how does that help? Does that really
Well,
help?
so I'm listening to you guys in one ear, and I'm listening to this podcast
How?
in the other ear.
How do you do that?
That's impossible for your
Yeah.
brain to compute.
You're an amazing person.
Well, for like 2 seconds, you're not yelling, Peck, and that's when I'm really focusing in on what Braggs is saying.
Well, that means the other part I'm yelling. Like it's.
No, it's
How do you do it?
What are you talking about? I don't yell.
What do you mean?
Never yelled before in my life.
Ever.
All right, let's take our first break here, and then when we come back, we'll dive into some NBA star teammate rankings, and then talk about why Zach and DeMar ain't on the list. That's coming up next. While we share these words from our friends and sponsors, do us a quick, simple favor. Hit that thumbs up button if you're watching along on YouTube. And make sure you are subscribed to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Today's show brought to you by our friends at the Goose Island Beer Company. Honk, honk. It's Chicago's beer, and it has been since 1988. They have an impeccable beer roster, including, of course, the Goose IPA. I just put 3 4-packs of the Tall Boys in the fridge because I was disappointed that there were no cold ones when I got here today.
Team player.
Because I wanted a cold Goose IPA.
Well, thinking about himself.
I'll
but
have
also
one
a team
tomorrow
player.
because
Yes.
they'll be cold by then.
Yes, this is true.
The 6-time medal winner at the Great American Beer Fest. Always the style, the citrus aroma, the bold hop finish. Plus the line of Goose Island beer hugs, the hazy, the neon, the tropical. Try them all, but maybe not back to back to back because they are hefty beers. They're delicious, though. The always popular in the summertime 312 Wheat Ale. You can watch Cody chug those after Cubs victories on CHGO postgame.
A lot of them.
And me and Big Dave's current favorite, the Full Pocket Pilsner. It's the everyday beer. It's what the brewers are drinking, and what those who want to drink what the brewers are drinking are also drinking. Grab Ultra Fresh Brewery exclusive beers at Goose Island's original brew house on Clybourne Avenue in Lincoln Park, or from their tap room on Fulton Street in Westtown, just a stone's throw from our West Loop studios here at CHGO. Goose Island Beer Company is Chicago's beer.
It's what it is.
Honk, honk.
Honk.
God, I want a cold one right now.
Oh, he's so disappointed that they weren't Frosty Cold. And there goes the hat.
Oh,
Dude,
no, we got a
dude,
hat throw?
Did you see?
I did. It's in the office.
Same shot as when you were remote Monday, and I was like, yo, I got it through the doorway of Kevin's office.
I am impressed.
And
And,
you
there
weren't
was
here
a
to see
chair
the
in the
proof.
way also. And you got it over that. Means nothing.
I am the DeMar and Zach mid-range king of throwing my hats through Kevin's doorway now.
This is fair. This is fair. You know why he's able to do that? He's drinking his AG1. That's why he's on that, ladies and gents. Strong. Strength. Don't ever do that again. You look like you hurt yourself.
Yes, you really did.
He
You
did,
really
didn't he?
did.
Because I did.
This is my secret. I'm always angry. But he chills out because he gets his AG1, y'all. Those 75 high-quality ingredients gives him that key daily nutrients to support his energy, his focus, his strength, his clarity, and Lord have mercy, you cannot forget it. No! All in his soul. Feels nice. Guess who also had their AG1 today? This guy.
Oh!
Had my AG1 today.
Let's go.
I said to myself, wait a minute, I ain't had no AG1 in a minute. Shake that, rip, dip, drink. It was amazing. Thank you, AG1, because now I'm going to be even more annoyingly positive. And it's awesome. Lawrence, did you have your AG1?
I can't lie. I did not.
How dare you, sir?
That's why I have 4 headphones on my
This
head
is true.
right now.
That's the face. Put your face on the screen
Oh,
again,
boy.
please,
Here we
sir.
go. Here we go.
You want to see the difference, ladies and gentlemen? Let me show you. This is what not drinking your AG1 looks like. 2 pairs of headphones on, don't know which way is loose.
Nope.
But this guy over here, hat through the door over the chair, that's AG1 all day. Oh, so why don't you go ahead and get yourself some as well. So, comprehensive solution is what you need. It's your supplement routine. AG1. Get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 of those free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is go to drinkag1.com/CHGO Bulls. That's drinkag1.com/CHGO Bulls and check it out because it's AG1. You scoop it, you dump it, you shake it, you drink it. Then what you do, Law Dog?
You feel it.
Ooh,
Boom.
there it is. I like that.
Fantastic.
Super duper.
Super duper. All right, moving along. In the latest slap across Bulls fans' faces from Bleacher Report, they ranked the NBA's best superstar duos in a recent column. There you see it if you're watching along on YouTube. Thank you, Lawrence. And they had criteria that they used to come up with these rankings. We can talk about it and whether or not we agree with them and where these star duo teammates are ranked. But they basically used per cleaning the glass. Thank you for always providing those delicious NBA stats. Combined EPM, estimated plus minus, combined estimated wins, and combined net rating when the players are on the floor together. So, using those key 3 stats to formulate these rankings, they have honorable mentions listed of Tatum and Brown in Boston, Embiid and Harden in Philly, Kawhi and PG in LA. Just missing the cut, so like not quite as honorable mentions. They have Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland in Cleveland, Fox and Sabonis in Sacramento, Jimmy Butler and Bam in Miami, Steph and Draymond in Golden State. Then you get to the actual top 5. Luka and Kyrie, ew, gross. LeBron and Anthony Davis, ew, also gross. Jokic and Murray at 3, disrespectful.
Completely.
Giannis and Drew Holiday at 2. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker taking the number 1 spot. So, the combined net ratings of those top 5 increase incrementally and in some cases exponentially. Luka and Kyrie on the floor together last season for Dallas were plus 4.6, 80th percentile. LeBron and AD on the floor together had a plus 6.2 net rating, 86th percentile. Joker and Jamal plus 12.7, 98th percentile. Giannis and Holiday plus 14.3, 99th. KD and Booker in a small sample size. I think between the end of the regular season and their playoff series, they played 19 games together. But in those 19 games, plus 18.4.
Pretty high.
100th percentile. Original thoughts on the stats chosen to make these rankings of star duo teammates, Dave, and how it shook out.
Yeah, this is dumb.
It's dumb.
Not with it at all.
Not with it.
I'll say that's my friend Draymond Corden, the sources, tells me all the time. You cannot watch basketball from a stat sheet. You have to open your eyes and watch the damn game. First of all, to have a dude who just played together 18 games as number 1 is crazy as hell. Second of all, the duo who actually beat them, who whooped their ass, as a matter of fact, you had them not second, but third.
Pushed them to 6 games.
It
was like the only kind of challenging series that Denver faced.
Yeah, they felt because they weren't hitting their shots. Yeah, my God. And I don't even want to disrespect Devin Booker. He was amazing in the damn playoffs. He was awesome. All right, he was truly awesome. But they were giving it to Kevin Durant, dog. They were Aaron Gordon. Lord, have mercy. But, dude, the team that actually has one of these sitting on their mantelpiece right now, right there, that team is the team you're telling me is third? We saw have triple-doubles. We saw Jokic and Murray get triple-doubles.
Setting NBA playoff records basically every night on their run to a 16-4 playoff record and a championship.
How? Like, now, if you want to argue top 2, fine. That's an argument I can have. But to put that third, I immediately disregarded you. Like, I was like, nope, you don't know what you're talking about, dog. Third? Them dudes, the MVP, the back-to-back MVP, up until Joel Embiid won it. And then Jamal Murray, who has just been absolutely bonkers and out of his mind. These the dudes you say, nah, that's third. We're going to go with Giannis, who was also hurt a lot. And then we're going to put it with Kevin Durant and Booker, who only played 18 games. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you, for real? What are you doing?
Well, it's clear. What they're doing is basing all of the rankings solely on numbers. Which, again, as we said at the top of today's show, we were going to talk about some numbers.
We did.
Numbers don't tell the whole story.
They do not.
But when it comes to how the Bulls and their star duo of Zach and DeMar fit into this, and the fact that they did not actually fit into this but were omitted from it, it's because they did it by the book of numbers.
Did it by these book of numbers. But that's the only thing that made me disregard it, was seeing that duo number 3. When I saw that number 3, you lost credibility for me on this, man. And I'm sure Matt's going to break down some other numbers about DeMar and Zach, and we'll get into that for sure. But, yeah, that was my first thought seeing that was, oh, this is dumb. This is dumb.
Colin agrees with you, saying dumb, just dumb. Cameron thinking DeMar and Zach should have at least been on the almost honorable mentions. Damon saying, no, they shouldn't have. because DeMar and Zach don't elevate each other. And that is the big red flag question that may have some Bulls fans worried as the hashtag continuity train rolls right on into the 23-24 season. What year is it? Holy shite.
You're getting grown, Matt.
So, Fly Dub saying it's a stat we've been aware of for a couple of seasons. That's why I had hoped DeMar would have been traded for a two-way guy that has an outside game. So, speaking of those numbers we're aware of, people talk about the whole Zach, DeMar, and Vooch thing and the fact that that trio played a lot of minutes, the most minutes of any trio in the NBA, and had basically a flat net zero rating. Here, also from Cleaning the Glass, that our pal Will the Goat looked up earlier today, are Zach and DeMar's versions of these same numbers that they used to categorize the best star duos. Their estimated EPM, 5.7. Combined estimated wins, 21.4. Net rating, just 57th percentile across the league, barely above net zero at plus 0.8. When, if you recall back to the number 5 ranked duo of Luka and Kyrie, were plus 4.6.
Yes.
So a far ways away at plus 0.8 is where DeMar and Zach were as a on-the-court together combined net rating duo last season.
Yeah, that's wild. It's not great. I was saying it like that. It's not great. And I get it. That's the reason that it's the reason that they're not on this list. And it's understandable if you're like, well, these are the numbers going by. Well, then they're not on their list because of that. So, yeah, you played the stat game and you lost on that one.
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. But it's funny. But for me, it also equates to wins, though. Honestly, that's what it kind of balances out to. I went back and looked at other lists throughout the past couple years when DeMar and Zach have been together, just as far as what did they have these other duos ranked. Take a guess as to when they actually had them actually ranked as a top 5 duo in the NBA. Shocker, it's when they were winning. Shocker. Oh, my God, I couldn't believe it. When they were 31 and 18, they were number 5. Somebody like, wow, this duo is amazing together. Yeah, we get it. But it was. I think it's just really that, honestly. I really do think it's that. I don't know the numbers of the other guys that are in the honorable mention. As far as where they're ranked, as far as that percentile is concerned, I'll be curious to know that. But for me, everybody you mentioned has something to do with winning. Yeah. Like everybody on there is like, okay, they won. Okay, they won. Okay, yeah, wins. That's how you get it. That's the only way for me to get on these kind of lists. The Bulls haven't won, therefore they didn't get this love. When they were winning at that halfway in the season, they were all over all kinds of lists. They were on the cover of magazines. They were on Slam Magazine together and all that, man. You get those accolades when you win. That's just really the case for me. Win.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, Lawrence. Win. Give me the W's, man. Yeah. That's what you got to have for that. And the duo is really good together. Like they are so, like scoring-wise, they're really good together. The game in Minnesota when DeMar had 49 and Zach had 39, that's the most points by any duo in Bulls history. That means they beat Jordan and Pippen. I remember the Jordan and Pippen game against Indiana when they both had 40. All right? They scored more than them. You know what I mean? Like, that's saying something. In Bulls history, that also puts them in the top 10 all time of any duo ever to score that many points. That's saying something. They are together that season, that just his MVP season, where he had 27.9 a game, and Zach was averaging like 24.4. That puts them in the top 25 all time as far as duos concerned, as far as scoring. That's what puts them in there for that, man. So there's success there for them. It just hasn't equated to the wins. That's all we're talking about.
And speaking of equating to wins, there are some of these duos ranked in this list whose combined estimated wins are close to Zach and DeMar's. Zach and DeMar's that you saw in that graphic, combined estimated wins last season was 21.4. Anthony Davis and LeBron had a combined estimated win total of 22.9 last season. So not that far off. However, take into account the fact that Zach and DeMar both played lots of games last year. AD and LeBron both missed a bunch of games last year and still managed that combined estimated win total.
And also went very far in the playoffs.
That they did. Yeah, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, 23.8 combined estimated wins. Not that far ahead of Zach and DeMar. But, you know, combined estimated wins as a stat versus what did the Bulls do? Oh, they finished 40 and 42. And Zach and DeMar had barely above a net zero on the court together net rating. That's not ideal, and it is worrisome.
Yeah.
As some Bulls fans in the comments are saying, like, that's Zach and DeMar. Do they create assists for one another? Do they complement each other? That is the thorn in the side question that Bulls fans have been asking and worrying that the answer to is no for a couple of years now. The other thing that's interesting to think about is when you take Zach with one of the other key rotation guys, or when you take DeMar with one of the other key rotation guys, especially, let's say, somebody who is excellent on the defensive end, then you get really strong net ratings in those two-man lineups.
Yeah.
And like, okay, so I'm just pulling these two examples, but these are two of dozens of examples of Zach and a teammate and DeMar and a teammate having strong net ratings last season on the court together. Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso plus 7.1 in their shared minutes on the floor together last year. DeMar DeRozan and Kobe White plus 8.3 in their shared minutes on the floor together last season. So how the hell is it that Zach plus DeMar equals basically zero? I don't understand.
The math ain't mathin' and not working today. And that's what we have to figure out, because we know that, okay, you've got these two guys who are both all-stars, hell, who were all-stars in the same season when they were here on this team. They both have that talent. They both have that skill. How do you make it work together consistently for the Chicago Bulls to get more wins and more W's? Is it as simple as you just need a point guard? Is it that simple? Because the reason I can point to it is because that's when I saw it work.
Yeah.
Is when they had one.
Cameron in the comments just said Zach DeMar worked well when they had a point guard
there it
and
is.
More shooting.
That's all I'm saying, Cam.
Roster construction, the bigger issue than simply just their respective play styles.
Is it that simple? I just feel like it's that simple because I've seen it work so damn well. And if I saw it work just okay, like, oh, it's all right. You know, maybe you should try something else. No, it was gangbusters, bro, when it was working. You know what I mean? The only problem was they couldn't beat the big teams.
Right.
That was the big issue. Like, and that's what it looks like when it's a first team together. Like, oh yeah, you have to learn how to win. Okay, that makes sense. But no, it's like, damn, you remove the point guard. Now nobody's like, okay, well, who gets the ball? You get the ball, you get the ball, you get the ball. Nobody knows who gets the damn ball anymore. All right? So that's what has to be figured out. Hopefully Javon Carter can provide, you know, some of that salve on that point guard position and kind of mellow things out. Hopefully Ayo has some growth in that year. Hopefully Kobe has some growth in that year and could provide that kind of help, because you're not going to replace a guy like Lonzo Ball. That's an elite point guard right there, as he showed you. But you can mull it over and get by with certain kind of guys. And Javon Carter might be that guy, but we'll see as the season goes on.
Okay, let's take our second break real quick. Then we'll come back to wrap up with a few more thoughts on this whole Zach DeMar duo situation and what the Bulls might be able to do better. And I see people in the comments talking maybe bringing Billy Donovan and his coaching into this equation. What might he be able to do better to help Zach and DeMar perform better when they're on the floor together next season? While we are sharing these words from our fans and sponsors, you know the drill. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so yet, because we appreciate it. And make sure you're subscribed. Big Dave, who's next?
I hit up Baby Joey on the text, and I just asked him, I was like, hey, man, when your uncle coming back? When's he on the way?
Where the hell is
up?
Uncle Joey?
And he says, hey, man, you know how it is. And that's it.
That's it?
That's all he said. You know how it is.
That doesn't make me feel good.
I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? But then he sent me another text after that with a rose, and it just said he never understood either. That's all it said. He said he never understood either. Baby Joey don't get it. Big Joey don't get it. Lawrence don't get it. Matt don't get it. I don't get it. Why? These glasses got to cost so much money. Why do you have to pay so much money to put some premium polarized frames on your beautiful face? Why? Shady Ray said, guess what? We going to do something about it. Independent Sunglasses Company offers that world-class product, just as good as any expensive pair you ever put on your sexy face. The durable frames, the extremely clear optics for your outdoor, and as this man over here is proving, your indoor adventiones. Not a word. And, of course, the Matt Peck lost and broken replaces plan.
Post!
He was going for it.
Going for it again.
Yeah, he was going for it.
Man, I just picked that up.
You knew what was going to happen.
It was well timed.
Come on. What show have you been watching?
I needed it back. Visual aids are crucial,
I'm
Lawrence.
telling you, man. This is why we think he has a stack of hats during the
You
season.
can leave it there for the rest of the show.
No, he's already up. He's already up. And you're going to throw it again. It's going to happen.
Maybe.
And just so it's
If I
going to
have
happen.
it.
Yeah. There it is. But let's say it was glasses on that.
Touchdown Bears.
Glasses on that. Hit that wall. Those glasses broke apart. Guess what? You can put them into an envelope, send them right on back to Shady Rays. Guess what you're going to have right back on your face?
Zoop.
Blackout. New frames. Fresh on your face. No questions asked. And let's say you bought some glasses that you saw somebody wearing. You thought they were cool. You said, man, they could work on me. You put them on, and you said, damn, I look like a mud duck. This ain't rocking right now. You can send those back in and get the pair that fits you even better. As long as you do it within 30 days, it's free. No risk when you shop, and they always got your back. So, exclusively for the listeners out there, Shady Rays giving away the best deal of the season. Go to ShadyRays.com. Use the promo code CHGO for 50% off of 2+ pairs of premium polarized shades. Try for yourself. Shades that are rated 5 stars, but with 250,000 people. Because it's Shady Rays, y'all. Well, the Rays are oh so shady.
You need the Rays.
You need the Rays.
For so many reasons.
So many.
One of which, your future's so bright.
Oh.
Gotta wear sunglasses.
Ooh.
You know why your future's so bright? Because you got your degree or finished the degree you were working on from Lewis University.
Good on you.
Another one of our friends and sponsors. Students at Lewis are just like you. They've got a full-time job. They've got families. They've got a full-time sports fandom that takes a lot of time. But they still manage to go back to school and earn a respected degree from Lewis University, located just 35 miles southwest of Chicago in Romeoville.
Yeah.
It's ranked as one of the U.S. News and World Report's top-tier colleges. Lewis partners with numerous employers for tuition discounts and offers evening, online, and blended scheduling formats so that you can balance your work life, your family life, your education, and your sports fan life, too. Their faculty brings real-world experience and instruction to the classroom, which is immediately relevant to your career. They offer career support and academic resources for their adult students. Maybe you're looking to complete your bachelor's degree or your master's degree. Maybe you're trying to enroll in a professional certificate program. Lewis has all of that,
Yeah, they do.
and they've got the right program for you. Whatever you want to study, criminal justice, data science, computer science, software engineering, cybersecurity, business analytics, finances. You can get an MBA, project management, aviation maintenance and technology. Whatever you want, go study it. Get yourself a degree.
Do it.
From Lewis University. Discover how a degree from Lewis can help you build a better world around you and allow you to still be a diehard Chicago sports fan because of their wonderful opportunities to blend your scheduling.
2 for 1.
Learn more at lewisu.edu/you can do this. One more time, that website, lewisu.edu/you can do this because you can.
All night long.
All night long.
All night.
Ooh!
All night. Sang that at karaoke. Well, no, my sister sang at karaoke at my nephew's wedding.
Did you?
Sang all night long. I sang the backup.
Nicely
You
done.
sang back.
Yes.
Did you sing a solo of your own at
I did not.
the wedding?
I did not.
Karaoke.
Oh,
I did not.
That seems like a
If
missed
you were
opportunity.
singing a karaoke song, what would it be? If you were like, I got to bring the house down right now.
It depends on where I am.
Okay.
It really does. It depends on where I am. I am very picky, as you know, Matt. Very picky on stuff. So when somebody wants me to sing a song, you know, I'll sit there and go through books for 30 minutes. And I'll be like, every song I think of, it's not in there. And I'll be like, nope, sorry. Nope. And I won't do it. So sometimes.
So you're looking for some deep cuts, is what you're saying.
Hey, you
and
know,
they never have your deep cuts.
They never have a deep cuts. But I would say, what was the last time I went to karaoke? What did I do? Oh, I did Super Freak by Rick James.
That's a great one.
I did that.
That is vocally challenging too.
Yeah. Oh, and I killed it.
Yeah. Who's surprised by that?
I killed it. But I don't know. It just depends on the mood. What
Yeah.
am I in? Is it something romantic that needs to be sung? Is it something that needs to bring the crowd up?
Yes.
Is there a rap song that needs to happen or occur? Is there a rock song I could tap into here? So many options, man. You know, I'm all over the place. Like my man Adam said, I'm ranging.
As Ramin said, big range
I'm
of musical
ranging.
taste from this guy right
Very
here.
rangy, bro.
What
I
did
wanna
you
go
think of
to
him
karaoke
picking
with you, man.
Jurassic 5 as the first band pinning you down for your Bulls starting lineup entry.
I'm glad you asked me that because I had thoughts.
Of course.
So first of all,
is it about music? He's got thoughts.
First, when he said it, and I was like, okay, I can see that. That was my first thought because I heard the song in my head, I heard the beat. I do like the beat, and I'm like, yeah, that do sound like something I would walk out. Here's the difference though. If I'm coming out in Chicago, it's gonna be somebody from Chicago who I come out to. Period.
I respect that.
That's all it is. It's gonna be somebody from Chicago, and that's what it's going to be. So maybe some Twister or something like that. You know what I mean? Anything. It could even be Fall Out Boy. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be somebody from Chicago who I come out to.
Speaking of, I just saw this on Instagram the other day. Did you know that Fall Out Boy recently released a new version of We Didn't Start the Fire?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Stop
it
playing.
is dope.
Oh, I got to hear this.
Dude, the lyrics are incredible. It's all stuff that's happened like in the 2000s.
Oh, so they remixed it that way.
They remixed We Didn't Start the Fire with brand new lyrics.
Wow.
All of like stuff that's happened in the last 20 years.
Okay, I am intrigued.
Yeah.
I am definitely intrigued by this.
Dope.
You intrigued, Laudel?
I mean, I don't.
You're not a Fall Out Boy guy?
So
What about We Didn't Start the Fire?
love that. I love my William Joel.
Dude,
Yeah.
William Joel,
Yes.
you should find that song and give it a listen because
Yes,
it's
you should,
dope.
man. For the longest time.
Nice.
See what I did there? You like that?
Yeah.
You like that? Think what I did there. Hey, a little something.
Take
little
me back
something
to
for you.
Allentown right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
DeMonte and Shaka Khan, maybe?
Oh, Shaka Khan, Lewis University graduate also. Maybe some Shaka Khan. Yeah, I'll come out to Shaka Khan and Rufus. That'd be awesome, man. Ain't nobody. Yeah, I can walk out to that. There's nobody. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I can walk out to that. It's so much that Chicago has done. So much, man. You can come out some Quincy Jones. Like, it's so much, dog.
Rhymefest.
Brand
new. Although you can't play that because the Bulls are just continuity, so you can't play that until.
Because it's not brand new.
Right.
I see what you're doing there. Yeah, good job. Well done. Very well done.
Speaking of said continuity, Zach and DeMar jacking up a bunch of shots. That is the road we were going down before that ad break and then tangent about karaoke songs.
They should never let us do stuff.
Yeah.
This is
So
what's gonna happen.
DeMond chiming in at the tail end of that conversation before the break saying it's on Billy. This failure for Zach and DeMar's shared minutes on the floor to be a net positive for the Bulls being a Billy Donovan problem.
Okay.
Do you agree with that? And if so, and maybe, again, some of the new pieces that somebody else was talking about in the comments, I think Cameron, that you got more floor spacers around Zach and DeMar now when they're sharing the floor, so we might see less of I go, you go, ISO, but a more cohesive, fluid offensive system. Do you think that Billy can change the offense up enough from last year's very shallow and pedantic version of an NBA offense to something that works for both of those guys?
Yes. First of all, he said pedantic, which I haven't heard since a cartoon.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Shout out to cartoons who used to actually have words that I could learn by.
Cartoons?
Yeah, I heard that in a cartoon when I was a kid. Yeah.
Okay.
Cultured.
Too bad Uncle Joey's not here for the vocabulary lesson.
Put that on the list. Oh, Shirtless Wonder has appeared.
Yeah. There he
Shout
is.
out to you.
He heard you singing Shaka Khan.
Yes,
he was like,
did.
what's going on?
What was happening right there? And he looks over. I saw him looking
Hey,
over.
buddy.
I want to know, like, who was it that said pedantic? Was it Foghorn Leghorn? I say now, son.
You're stuck
That
on,
is a
dude, watch
pedantic.
some old school cartoons back in the day, bro. Like, for real, they had a lot of syllable words that were said a lot, bro. Like G.I. Joe and Transformers and all those things. A lot. I didn't realize, so I went back and watched it. I was like, damn, no wonder I was smart.
I appear to have found some anime show with an episode called The Pedantic Romantic.
Come on, baby.
Hey, now.
Come on. Teach the babies. Teach them. But yes, Billy Donovan, is it his fault? Yes and no. I always feel like losing and winning is something that is done together by everybody. Like, and I'm talking front office, you know what I'm saying, management, coaching, and players. Everybody does that together. So with this, yes, because this has been a complaint of Billy, is that he hasn't been a guy who has, been able to figure things out as far as the team and where guys need to be, being creative. He's been accused of that several times, not knowing where to put guys at. We talked about it last show, we were talking about Patrick Williams and not putting him in the right spots or where he needs to be and stuff like that. So, yeah, Billy can get some blame, on that as far as how guys are set up and going, you go, I go, you go, I go. But I put it more on no on this one because of this one. I do look at what's around you and what you have on this team. And, like, okay, well, what do you want them to do? You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're down by 6. What do you want me to do? I got DeMar DeRozan. I got Zach LaVine. I got 2 of the best fourth quarter dudes in the NBA for the last 2 years. What do you want me to do? I'm giving them the damn ball. Like, you figure it. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. That's always been Billy's kind of MO, right? Mm-hmm. Gets it to his point guard, and the point guard, he gives him all kind of free range. Lets him do his thing. Lets him call the plays, figure it out. It's worked for him very well. Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, SGA, Lonzo Ball. That's why his offenses work so well. He's had really high IQ guys at that position. When that got removed from him, that cut off some of what he does best. So when he's got to figure out who's going to play the point guard position. One day it's Ayo. One day it's Alex. One day it's Kobe. Mm-hmm. One day it's Pat Beverly. So when that kind of gets cut off from him, yeah, it's not gonna look as cohesive and correct. But the reason I put it more on no is because of that. Like, when you don't have that, but your 2 best guys are the ones who have to have the ball for you to have a chance to win the game, what do you want me to do? I can't run a ball control kind of offense here when I just got to get the ball in their hands. Where do you want the ball, DeMar? Where you comfortable with the ball? Do you remember when we went and saw them play Memphis live, right? Mm-hmm. You remember that game? It was a tough game defensively, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But in that fourth quarter, the Bulls came back because they just gave it to DeMar DeRozan. It was like, DeMar, go to work.
Right.
That's not a bad strategy, when it's working right there, man. So I can't totally blame him for this.
And that's the other thought I had when trying to figure out, okay, how does Billy fix this? The other direction he could go is say, I'm not going to try to force fixing this. I'm going to embrace and accept the fact that DeMar is great as an independent scorer. Zach LaVine is great as an independent scorer.
Really is.
Stagger their minutes even more aggressively than he has thus far. Always have one of them on the floor, but have their time on the floor be more independent than shared. Is there a way that you think it could work if Billy tried that route instead of trying to find ways to have them both on the floor and figuring out ways where they're not just butting up against each other offensively?
Throughout the game, yes. In the fourth quarter, all bets are off. But throughout the game, yes, you can find that. And I think you can find it now because, again, Javon Carter, Torian Craig, you have more options about what you can do with your lineup. And you have more guard options about what you can do with your lineup now. Mm-hmm. So now Zach might not have to be out there at the start of the second quarter. Remember, he would have DeMar playing with the second unit a lot more. That might change as well. Let's put DeMar's age in this also. So maybe he wants to give him a little more time off, in that second quarter. Give him a little more rest because he's getting a little older. And so that can open up some things as well. But now having all these guards, that death by 1,000 cuts that I talk about so much, having all of that at your disposal will change things for him, man. Javon Carter will help. Torrey Craig will help. You will see a difference in that going forward for the Bulls because this second unit, I will put up against a lot of other teams' second units. And I don't even know who's going to be on the second unit. But just the talent of the names we're going to say, and you're putting them in the second unit, bring out whoever you want to. Billy Donovan now has more options. So now I think it's more fair to judge him now going into this season to be like, okay, Billy, you didn't do this one on that one, bro. And don't give me that you didn't have these guys. You had guys to do it with. So now I think it's more fair to judge him. And I think you'll see more success for it too, though.
I hope so. I think that we praised Billy for taking the pieces he had last year and managing to make a top 5 defense out of it. Mm-hmm. I think where Billy deserved some legitimate criticism last season is in the lack of creativity of the pieces he had offensively.
Yeah.
While we also said many nights, look, it's not Billy's fault because he didn't construct the roster.
Right.
He's got no freaking 3-point shooters out there.
0.
That's not on Billy.
No.
But doing better with the pieces he has, he did that defensively. He did not do it offensively.
No.
Can he improve upon it?
He did.
So real quick, let's just to toss out there as a prediction, do you see DeMar and Zach having a better or worse net on the floor rating together next season beyond the 0.8 that we saw last season?
Ooh, it's a great question. I'm gonna be annoyingly positive and say better.
How did I know that was
coming? It's not gonna be better. More wins for the team, I think, will mean better net positive ratings for those two guys.
I hope you're right. I genuinely hope you're right. I don't
Like we see them having.
firmly believe that it will happen yet because I don't know how much Carter and Craig are going to move that needle.
Right.
I'm cautiously optimistic, bordering on still skeptical.
That's fair.
Because that's how I live my life.
That is exactly how he lives his life. That is fair.
Shout out to Mr. Unrealized Prophet with a nice comment saying that you guys are great, especially considering how hard it is to make Bulls content.
Hey, he
for
threw me
real.
in
Love.
there.
Fred, is that you?
Appreciate you.
Mr.
Thank you very
Unrealized
much.
Prophet, is that you?
Thank you. We appreciate
Bark twice
you.
if you're in
Yes, thank
Milwaukee.
you.
Very, very unrealized.
And yes, Sean Connolly, I was making a subtle nod to Family Guy earlier with the shallow and pedantic word.
Yes, you are. Pedantic.
Yes,
Well,
shallow
yes,
and pedantic.
Lois, I find this meatloaf shallow and pedantic.
Lois,
Hey.
that is just morbidly obese.
Well played.
Both of these dudes. This is for.
Trust me, Meg. Shave a man's back for him and you'll have him purring like a walrus. Man, I haven't watched Family Guy in a long time.
It's been a minute.
Old school Family Guy is it's the same thing
It's
that
been a
happened with
minute.
The Simpsons. Like
Yeah.
they have 6 or 7 seasons that were incredible, and then everything they've made since then is they ran out. They ran out of ideas.
It's funny because I stopped watching because I'm like, well, it's always going to be new to me.
Yeah.
So I can just tune in though. But yeah, Simpsons run is epic, bro. That run of the epic.
That is it for today. We are out of time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Everything's coming
Thank you
up
for hitting the
Millhouse.
thumbs up button. Please do so now if you haven't done so already. It helps us out a ton. Also, tell your friends and family about us here in our Bull Show. If you want to get more people tuning in to interact within the comments every day.
We going golfing?
No.
25th?
No. I am not. But
on,
y'all should at the CHGO Kickoff
Wait,
Classic
are you
at
guys
Cog
not
Hill.
even going to be there?
No. Maybe.
What the hell, man?
I might be
I
driving
might be
around in a
there.
car with a beer sleeve. I haven't decided
I'll tell
yet.
you,
I will be. I got a foursome. I'm all
Oh,
excited
okay.
about it.
I'm
You know
not.
what?
If I'm there, I'm not playing.
Oh,
I-
that's fine. That's fine.
It's Friday, August 25th. I cannot be there because I'm out of town for a wedding that
You
week.
did say that. Yeah, you did say that.
Otherwise, I would be there with a beer sleeve and a cart,
Okay.
not playing golf.
Well, then I'll be drinking a beer for him.
Giddy
You
up.
sound really disappointed, man.
Honestly, I would prefer you to be there but not play because then that means you would be driving around and then I could actually see you as
Yeah.
opposed to not. I'd just be playing golf. And
Listen.
Yeah.
If I show up, give me a cart.
Yeah.
If I don't get a cart, I'm gonna be highly upset.
This man needs a cart.
I want my cart.
Mostly
All right?
because it has a roof and shade.
Boom.
Keep this man cool
Just gonna be drinking
in the
and
summertime.
hanging out.
I know
having
what
a good
matters
time.
to him.
He's on it. He gets it.
We
Gets
are
it.
back tomorrow. As I said earlier, special time. We are pushing from 4 to 5:30 p.m. start time.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's show. We will be back in studio. Our guy, Will the Goat Gottlieb, will be back with us. In the meantime, you can follow Will on Twitter, Will_Gottlieb, Big Dave, Bow, BAWL Sports, I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out and thanks to our friend and our producer, Lawrence, on the controls.
Loud out.
thanks, guys.
Talk to you tomorrow, Bulls Nation. See Red, be good.
Peace.